All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Horimiya, episode 8.
All right, they done did the deed.
Yep, they banged, they bumped things together, they did the sex.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone will be able to notice from how they are around each other.
I think it might be pretty obvious to at least a couple of them, you know. Just potentially. It depends though, because they both do have that kind of alternate side of themselves.
It's true. Yeah.
It's very kind of intentional that they try and keep a little bit close to the chest.
Right.
But, you know, now they've shared that with the other person's chest, so, you know, who knows?
But we also got that really sweet moment with Sota being are you gonna take her away? She's my big sister, you know. And it's like, okay, can I have Kyoko? Okay. Yeah. That was so adorable.
Cute, so cute.
So sweet.
Oh man. We also had some really cool moments though with
Yuki.
Yuki.
Yeah.
And I think her
Sakura.
Yes. Sakura and Yuki. Yeah.
Right, because the whole thing of the cookies was Sakura, because her name is Sakura, not Remy, because we always because she's the one with the Sakura hair.
Right.
But you know, Sakura is Sakura.
Right. And that was just a cool moment to have them really figure things out.
Well,
for the most part.
Yeah. Yuki.
Yeah.
Good luck, girl.
But it was sweet. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below. Then come back here for the discussion. God, this episode was so funny.
This was so good.
Oh, this was amazing.
And this is the episode that started with, I want to die.
I feel like at times this show doesn't know what it wants to focus on in that episode.
Yeah.
But then every once in a while, it's like, okay. Just kind of, you know, that thing happened with Mia. That's probably setting up for something in future episodes.
Yep.
That can be brought up again with his insecurities regarding bringing up his past and how it's something that he's maybe just so happy that he's in the stage right now, or it's something that he recurringly feels every once in a while.
Right.
But in the majority of the episode, we had wholesome, hilarious interactions.
Yep.
We had Sengoku getting the characterization of
seeing him from Remy's perspective, and that was great. And I'm really glad that they got ample time to basically go into their relationship and how it started and all that stuff, because one, more time for a sweet moment like that, a sweet interaction and setting up the characters and everything. That's great, because we didn't really know them too much before now. But also, given that they were the established couple in high school, there's got to be some kind of story there, right? Because that, you know, that's fairly rare in high school.
Yep.
So
they're both popular. We knew this before, but also the idea that she really only had eyes for him ever.
And when he's like, so and so likes you. Oh. So
can
I go over to your house today?
Cold. I loved that response. It was so efficient and quick in getting the point across. But I loved that it was the way, not just in that how he offered the book to her, but it was when he offered the book in turn to Sakura, and then she goes, and she gets the little sparkle on her, which is basically like, there's this generosity of Sengoku. There's this good-natured just kindness to him that she was just like, I really like this.
He doesn't treat her special. Like she is special to him.
Right.
But he very much is nice to her, just like he's nice to everybody.
And it was such a twist that he confessed first.
Right. He confessed first, and that was after him basically confessing for his friend.
Right.
Like that's when he already liked her. Because originally I was thinking that the whole point of this is that he actually doesn't like her right now.
Right, and then she's going to confess to him.
She's going to confess to him, she gets to pursue him, and that's something that's fresh and new for her, because usually guys are fawning over her, right?
Right.
Cool. But that actually wasn't what it was, which puts in a whole new context a lot of their interactions, right? So, cool, right? Wonderful little twist there, and hey, you picked good.
Yeah, you did good, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, also, just the idea that this happened after a lot of shared time with their passions. Now, this is something that's really cool here, is that I didn't get the vibe specifically from the joke of I read Brothers Grimm fairy tales. Snow White? Like, yeah, Snow White.
Yeah.
I got the point from that there was a little bit of a discrepancy in their reading eclecticness.
Yes.
And that she's reading like, oh yeah, I read mainstream stuff. And he's like, I read Gert. And she's like, Goethe? I'm like, no, Gert. Like, that's the author. He's like, oh, that's not the name of the book. Oh.
Right.
He's a bit at that point where he's like, yeah,
I read a lot.
I've read a lot. So
Right.
now I'm reading based on author.
Well, right. And so when she says the things that she's read by talking about it from the author, it also conceals that it's just the mainstream stuff. But also it's I'm going to respond the way you respond.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Grimm fairy tales, you know, right?
But he did not talk down. He did not.
Nope.
He was just like, oh, well then would you like be interested if I lent you a book to check out? She's like, yeah, absolutely.
I love that because there was a point when basically I was crushing on a girl and she ended up talking about a book that she really liked. So I was like, okay, yeah. So I'm, I would read a lot of books. You know, I was a voracious reader, right? So I got the book and it was a good book. You know, like it was a good book. I enjoyed it, but I also enjoyed it even more because it's this is like a favorite book of the girl I like, right?
Yeah.
So the whole thing of like tearing through the books, and it's not just as a thing of like, oh, I'm going to pretend to like the thing that you like, but you actually end up getting significantly more enjoyment out of something because there's that connection, you know? I related to that just a bit. That was really cool. And I love that it was something where Remy had the presence of mind to basically say, hey, I want to get to know him and like figure out what his interests are and things like that.
Right.
Before I try and broach any kind of further topic. You know?
Right. Yeah.
And it worked.
I really feel like their setup for a relationship was so natural, and yet you can definitely tell that she liked him really early, so it was intentional every time she kind of set up an interaction. But the fact that he was also kind of awkwardly trying to treat her the same as everyone else, and yet still liked her, and so that when he revealed that he liked her, she had almost set him up perfectly for it, and yet he was so nervous upon saying it in that he was probably going to be rejected or at the very least ruin their little friendship that they have because he started to treat her differently. And her thing is that all the guys are like, oh, she's so hot, talking about her while she's not there. Lots of really like impersonal kind of comments and stuff like that,
and some negative stuff slipped in there that they just don't really care about because it's like, oh, well, we don't really see her as a person, so you know.
So he's like, oh no, I'm just going to be like all the other guys now. And she's like, no, like, and in fact, she kind of plays with him a little bit.
Yeah, she really
doesn't immediately say yes. She just kind of goes like, oh, like,
really?
You in Paris? Really? Like,
yeah.
Oh.
Like, it's something where up until then, it was like the perfect setup because she was intending probably to tell him that she liked him, right?
Right.
But then he confesses. And then suddenly
she's so shocked by it.
She's so shocked by it, but also so happy by it.
Right.
Then she starts like making like turning the heat up on him, in not necessarily a fun way. Like
he almost started to back down.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, never mind then, forget it. Like, no.
Thankfully, she had the presence of mind to be like, hey, if I'm doing this kind of stuff, if it does get him to sort of withdraw a bit, I'll be like, no, it's okay.
Good, buddy.
I'm happy. I like you too. You know. Yeah. Like
that was really sweet.
That was adorable.
Okay, but then this rest of the episode with Horimiya, the idea that it's like, oh
my god,
she's painting his nails.
Yeah.
His toenails. Like,
right.
Oh, that's really cute and little vulnerable, like, hey,
pose,
you know. And of course, you know, they've been all over each other at this point, at least probably a couple times.
Yep.
So it's more of a thing of where she's like, I think your toes could be prettier to look at. You know, I'm gonna
sure, babe, whatever you say.
Yeah, exactly. Just whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know? Then in his mind, he's like, oh my god, I've always wanted to step on her.
Like,
wait a minute.
What? That was exactly.
Under any context, is this actually okay? What? Well, if it's not actually me stepping on her, but like putting my foot.
Right. Like.
Okay. I oh my god.
That kind of stupid shit is just so real.
Oh, because
once you've had sex with somebody, it's like, okay, you're going to be real comfortable around the person. So like if you've been naked with the person, you're kind of going to drop a lot of the pretense around the person, right?
Right.
So if it's like,
I like this. Do you like this? And they're like, no. Okay.
But I could
like,
try,
I like this.
you know.
And do you like this? And you're like, maybe? I don't know.
And I'm trying, but this feels weird.
Yeah.
Like,
my favorite
you're
one
doing
is,
great, babe.
My favorite one is the, just, I mean, if you want to stop, that's fine. But like, if you could keep going, I'd really like that,
right.
you know? And then it's just like, okay, all right. like my favorite response I've ever gotten from that kind of thing is when it's the thing of just like, well, it's basically just that what I just said, is when they're like, you're okay with that? I'm like, yeah, kinda. It's a little weird. And they're like, uh-huh, but like, you know.
But it's not a problem.
Not a problem. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no, not really. It's just, do I have to do this every time? You know? Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Okay, yeah. And then
right.
But just the idea that there are certain things that people are going to ask you to do,
sure,
command you to do, be like, you know, just like right, exactly. But I think that the exploration of that from the high schooler's perspective is really
adorable.
Sweet, because there's this playfulness to it of where they don't really even see it as like an understanding thing of, this is my kink, you know?
Right.
It's more like, I just really wanted to do this right now.
No, play is really a good way to talk about it.
And it's like, I don't think I hated that, you know?
Right.
I kind of,
yep.
Try that again, you know? Okay. And then the idea of it's like, but like, you're so gentle and kind with me. I thought that maybe you were treating me differently. See the through line to Sengoku and stuff. But then
Mia's
like,
so bad at it too.
Would you like, you know, wanted me to do like, you know, really like, you know, like angry and hitting you and yelling at you?
Because and I love that he asks that, because, you know, when he said it, I was like, okay, Mia, you're taking it too far. But the thing is that he has to ask, because he doesn't know, right? He doesn't know. And relationships are based on good communication. Not assuming is actually can be a helpful thing. Because it's like, hey, we're
it's always a helpful thing.
Right. So it's like, we can, you know, I'm just going to ask just to be sure, just in case, right? Turns out the
tsundere likes to be tsundered at.
Right,
which
exactly.
is hilarious, because when
you give what you love, you know, you get what you want.
Exactly, yeah. And the idea that this is so just geniusly meta, in my opinion, where it's like, no, actually, she's like, that's actually really hot. And it's just like, wait, is it hot because she's never experienced that?
Probably a variety of reasons.
Well, no, of course there's a variety of reasons. But I'm saying is part of it the idea that no one's ever done that to her. She's so well liked. She's so popular. And in general, she's got like a pretty good handle on the way other people kind of see her as just this like sweet girl at school. But deep down, the part that she hides a little bit is that she's actually way more like short fused, a lot more uptight, and very like rules, strictness, and you know, structure. I'm the easygoing girl. It's like, no, you're not, honey. Like, actually, you might like a little bit of restraint. And,
exactly.
You know.
Thoughts of Gamagori era definitely in my head right now. But one of the things that I could see it also being is that it's something where Mia is not that kind of person at all.
No.
So there might be some aspect of it where she likes it specifically because it's him doing it.
True.
And this is a form of him treating her different, but in a good way, right? Where it's the like, with how soft spoken he is, right?
Yes,
he totally wouldn't do something like this. But look at him trying, like say, you know, the whole thing with Remy, you know, and liking how Sengoku tried really hard for her, right? Even though he was scared of the spider, you know, and she wasn't at all.
Oh no!
I'm so scared. Like, no facial expression change at all.
That's so me. Oh my god, that was amazing. But just then the part where Mia then tries it on his friends, and they're like, what's wrong? What's happening?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Please.
That was so good.
That was amazing.
Okay.
And them just talking about it openly in front of their friends at high school. Oh my God.
Perfect.
Like, yeah, because they wouldn't think anything, of it necessarily.
And the
this is
friends
all
didn't
new to
either.
them.
We never got any follow up with them on that regard, so
It's true.
Might
They
not
probably
have been anything serious.
They probably won't bring it up with them ever.
Yep. But the humor of this episode was so on point that we got even to a Yuki confession little scene setup skit, which was another guy who's super cute
and also, seems like he might be an ongoing character at this point.
Yeah, might be an ongoing character. Asked her out. She's like, I don't know who that is. Brings Ishikawa or
Toru,
yeah, over as a fake boyfriend who she actually likes.
Sakura was not mentioned or shown at any point during this scene, so let's hope that Toru's like, by the way, babe, friend wants me to do this.
But then, while this happens, they hold hands on the way there.
Oh my God.
Just for today. Oh. Then she lies and says that, well, Toru, you're a little hotter than he is. Which is not a lie, actually, from her perspective.
Well, yeah, maybe the lie is that only a little, right?
No. This is the lie, Jacob. This is actually genius.
Oh yeah,
is that she just revealed how much she likes Toru.
Oh, totally.
In order to see him as slightly hotter than an objectively way hotter guy.
The person who's like, I am genetically inferior on every level. I want to die right now. If he, if he asked me out, right. I don't think I'd be able to say no.
Right. I really, really loved the way that was a subtle thing of just like, oh, no, she thinks you're really attractive, dude, then. Yep. Because if you're slightly hotter than him.
Right. And he probably thinks it was just her being like polite or something.
Polite, yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I don't want to go out with him for some reason, and I'm, yeah, could you pretend to be my boyfriend? That whole thing, right?
Yuki, yeah, Toru. Why do you think I'm hotter than him? I've been caught. I've been discovered. Your purple hair. It's just,
I don't have my new glasses yet.
Oh my God. The glasses gag was so freaking good. Oh my God.
And then, of course, she's like,
yeah.
Given how awful his sight is, he must not have been like meaning to confess to me. You wanting my friend Hori? Like, she's a lot more attractive and stuff. Huh?
With everyone else, though.
Yeah.
With everyone else.
Yep.
He got it mixed up. Not with you.
Yep.
Not with you. That was
and see, what he didn't say is that it's because he did have his glasses, like, a month ago, and so he got to see her just normally, a fair amount, and then he's like, yes, your silhouette does match up, indeed. Whereas with everyone else, all he's seen is just fuzzy, fuzzy images, so he can talk to a statue, he can talk to someone completely different, he doesn't know. But
I can't believe that gag repeated over and over and over and over again was still so funny.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
I would love there to be, now that this gag scene and all that stuff has happened, I would love there to be a point when he actually finally gets his new pair of glasses, right?
Right.
And then he shows up to school and he's hanging out with them and he's like, oh, hi, who are you? And then he has to get introduced to them again because he's like, I've never seen you before.
Oh, your voice sounds so familiar, though.
Oh, God, yeah. He's like, you're... Like, he just closes his eyes, and he's like, yes, you're so-and-so.
They're like, what the fuck? How did you do that? He's Daredevil now.
Terrible.
Echolocation.
Oh, man. But, like, all the different creative ways that they showed him, like, looking in the wrong direction. Like, oh, by the way, where's, so-and-so right in front of you?
Yeah. Oh.
That was great.
Yeah, it was great. Really, really funny episode. It's a very subtle at times, but I also just love how just casually bisexual Toru is.
Oh, yes.
And it's just a thing that, like, he's never going to find happiness. It's so sad. But
he's with Sakura right now.
He is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I felt like their thing was more of like this is great, but I'm never really going to confess to him.
Well, he did the whole thing of saying, like, I specifically like the Sakura colored cookies.
Yes.
Right. Like, and he said it like a couple times.
I gotcha.
And she seemed to understand it.
Yes.
Okay.
But still, there has not been the,
that's a fair point.
Like,
right. Yeah.
that hasn't happened yet. So I,
Yeah. There was a part of me that was wondering, like, if they were just going to set it up for Toru and this new dude to get together, and then Yuki would just be like,
I
fuck my life.
Remember you.
Like, all right, I have no reason to live anymore. Like,
that actually would be an
I already went through, having to see him with Sakura, and then I specifically introduced him to the person that he's now dating. Okay, all right, well.
I mean, Toru still hangs out around two of his crushes. Like,
that's true.
Constantly. So I'm sure he's pretty okay with it.
She just starts singing the Les Mis tracks. It was a dream that could never be.
but yeah, this was a good fun episode. But yeah, I mean, I could see that Toru and Sakura could already be together, and we're just not focusing on them right now. So
but
that's important.
But if it's not official, that might be why she wasn't referenced or whatever in the whole "I'm going to pretend to be your boyfriend."
Right. I think of like, are you, is Sakura going to be okay about that?
Right. Or even just as simple as hey babe,
no calling.
Oh sure, yeah. It's like, yep, she's she understands.
Of course.
Yeah.
But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.